I request you to stand to receive the convocation procession when it enters the hall. I welcome each one of you to Praxis Business School on this special occasion of this convocation ceremony for the Postgraduate Diploma in Management Class of 2022. The chief guest for the convocation is Mr. Chandra Shekhar Ghosh. He is the Managing Director and the Chief Executive Officer of Bandhan Bank. He has been one of the foremost proponents of microfinance in India. He has more than 30 years of experience in the microfinance and development spaces. He founded Bandhan in 2001 as a not-for-profit enterprise that stood for financial inclusion and women empowerment through sustainable livelihood creation. Mr. Ghosh is the former president of Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the former chairman of CII Eastern Region. He is also a member of Managing Committee of Indian Banks Association and a member of Corporate Governance Council CII. He co-chairs the Financial Inclusion Committee of Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Further, he is a member of the Committee on Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Sector, Government of West Bengal, along with being a member of College Advisory Committee in CAB, Pune. He has also been a distinguished invitee on the Council of Management AIMA. He was elected as Senior Ashoka Fellow in 2007 by Ashoka Foundation. Mr. Ghosh holds an MSc in Statistics and attended the HBS Acquire program on Strategic Leadership at Harvard Business School. Sir, it is our indeed good fortune and an honor to have a visionary like you with us today. I request a bouquet to be presented to Mr. Ghosh to welcome him as the chief guest for the convocation ceremony. I request the chief guest, chairman, and the members of the board of governors to light the lamp to inaugurate the convocation ceremony. Now, I I request the chairman, Mr. Kamlesh Sajnani, to declare the convocation open.
I declare the convocation ceremony for the PGDM Class of 22 open.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Professor Prithwis Mukerjee, Director, Praxis Business School, to present his report.
Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Chandra, Shekhar, Ghosh, members of the faculty, dear students, and friends, family and guardians, parents of the students who have reposed their faith in us. We welcome all of you to the convocation event. It's now my pleasure to talk about our school and our achievements during the year, and also maybe leave you with a few words of advice. First, the most happy thing about the last year was, well, what do you guess? The abatement of the COVID pandemic. We are not out of the woods as yet, but after 2 years of being online and not being able to conduct an event like this, we are finally here to celebrate your birth. So I think that is the first big news, not only for us as persons, for the nation, that we have come this far and managed to, run through this. Coming to more specific issues, Praxis Business School has been ranked as #1 in data science. You realize that we go toe to toe in our rankings with some of the best and biggest schools in the country, and we have come out as ranked as ranked by national media. On the management front, we have been ranked #2 in the Kolkata area and #4 in Eastern India. This is all due to the good work put in by our students and by our faculty, which has been reflected in the rankings that we have got so far. We do not rest on our laurels. We try to move forward, and we have introduced 2 very interesting things this year. #1 is our data engineering program, which is already proving to be a big hit with both students as well as recruiters. And more interesting, is very important, our data science internship program. Okay. Now this is very unique. I think we are one of the few colleges in India which invites students from the undergraduate areas of Eco, Math, Stats and BTech to participate and dip their toes in the exciting world of data science while they are in college. And later on, they can, of course, pursue a further career either with us or for other places. But this is again a first of a kind initiative from Praxis. Regarding academics, we have been doing quite a few things. In terms of journal papers, our faculty has published in the last academic year 9 papers in peer-reviewed international journals, of which 7 are in Scopus indexed journals. Okay? This is a very big achievement for us. In terms of conference proceedings, we have presented papers, 15 such papers. We are a small group of faculty, and yet we have delivered a significant amount. 1 book has been published, 5 book chapters have been published, 3 faculty development programs have been conducted for faculty of other institutes, and 2 management development programs have been conducted, one for IOCL and one for Excite. We are proud of these facts. So that was academics. But you see, we need to move from activity to results. And of course, while publication of papers definitely result, in a college like ours, the true result, or what matters, is our placements. That is why most students and most of their parents and guardians send their children to us. And we take the added interest in making sure that students are placed well. We have had, well, I cannot say we have placed 100% students, but more than 91% students have been placed already. There are processes in place which would ensure that the last couple of students will be placed by next week. Of course, until it happens, I cannot say. It's a good possibility. We have had a large number of companies visiting us, very big names who visit us for campus placements. The average salary is of the order of 7.7 lakhs annually, and the highest salary is 13.6 lakhs. Okay, which is quite an achievement for a school of our stature. Amongst in our placement story, 45% of the placements have happened in the marketing area, which is true in general in most business schools. But what is really remarkable is a full 23% of our PGDM students have been placed in data science and analytics jobs. Okay, which is perhaps a very good sign that we are moving into the new territory, which is opening up many more opportunities for everybody. In the area of finance, 17% of our students have been placed, and we have also made a headway this year with 15% students being placed in the HR area. Okay, so this is what the placement story, and I think this is what makes Praxis really stand out, and which is why I think we are ranked number 2 in the Calcutta region and number 4 in the Eastern region in terms of our PGDM delivery capability. These are facts. But moving forward, as students, you should be able to look at and understand facts better. Perhaps that is what we try to teach you in our course out here. Getting into facts is not easy. Well, I'm giving you some facts, and believe me, these facts are correct. And you can verify very easily by going to the PGP office. But as you move forward in life, you realize that getting access to facts is perhaps a very, very challenging thing. Okay? You read things in the newspapers. Is it true? You have not been there. We hear of so many things. I think this ability to live with uncertain facts is rooted in the Indian culture of Advaita Vedanta, where Shekhar has said, Brahma Shatya Jagat Vidya. The world is an illusion around us. The world is an illusion around us. We may wonder, how is that possible? He would have been speaking some spiritual mumbo jumbo. No. What we can access around us is very limited. Many years ago, there's a very interesting book by Walter Lippmann. And the book was The World Outside and the Picture in Our Head. We have a picture in our head, different to the world outside. And he wrote this book in the context of an interesting story. This was in the 1914, 15, 16, when the First World War was raging. Now there are certain parts of the world where news would reach very slowly, and one such part of the world was the South Pacific, where the mail steamer comes once every 60 days. Now in the South Pacific island, there was a group of French and German and Englishmen and people out there. So they had no idea that there was a war going on in Europe, and the French and the Germans were killing each other. Whereas in their island in South Pacific, they were all living together. So in their view, picture in their head was, we are living in a peaceful world, whereas the world at that point in time was in big trouble, World War. So you see, there's a difference between the world and the image that we have. Now you might say it's a matter of time when people get to know. Do we really get to know what's happening all across the world? For example, do we know really what's happening in Ukraine? We are hearing a lot of things, genocide, bombing, this and that. None of us are there. There's a strong suspicion amongst many people that we are getting one side of the story. We do not know. If the story is right or wrong, we do not know. We are forced to live with this uncertainty. Now, similar thing will dog us everywhere. I don't want to get into the politics of the Ukraine war, which you can do on your own, but be aware that what you're listening to and reading may be wrong. Let me end this with an example of what we believe in from my area. I'm an engineer. Okay. Now you have heard of climate change. The world is coming to an end, so on and so forth. Is that completely correct? I don't know. But there is a very famous book by Michael Schellenberger which says, perhaps we are exerting things based on lobbies who want to do things certain way. Okay? And the book is called Apocalypse Never. Go ahead and read it sometime. And it says, it challenges the whole philosophy that the world is about to come to an end. And very specifically, we all think that, petroleum and coal and hydrocarbons is a terrible thing, it must stop all this, it must have electric vehicles and solar power. Will be in nirvana. But electric vehicles, where will the electricity come from? Not from two holes in the wall. There has to be something behind it. And what is that? We don't know. Probably it's a coal-fired plant. We don't know. And secondly, if you think that electrical technology is very, very climate friendly, you have not seen the lithium mines where they make batteries. To make a battery, you need to dig out so much lithium and destroy the earth. Photovoltaics, the so-called clean power which comes from solar cells, very nice to talk about. But the amount of damage which that creating those things to the environment is unbelievable. So there is no free lunch. Okay? So all of these points of view. So whenever you read a newspaper, or in days of course you'll be reading Instagram or Facebook, ask yourself, who is telling this story and why is he telling this story? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but ask yourself all the time, who is telling the story, why is telling the story, and from there draw your own conclusions. So I began with facts. I quoted our placement figures. Please do not believe me. Of course, I'll be delighted if you do. But go ahead, check it out. We also have a story, and this, for a change, is a true story. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Shourabh Shah, Dean Academics, to start the process of conferring the certificates. I also request the Chairman and our Director to step forward.
So, Chairman sir, I have the honor to present before you, on the recommendation of the Academic Council, the candidates for the Diploma Certificates of PGDM on their having successfully completed the necessary requirements in the academic year 2020 to 2022 at Praxis Business School. So let me read out the names. First, Abhishek Chandra, Alekha Chakravarti, Arpa Sarma, Aarti Goswami, Ayushi Devra, Vipasha Chine, Vishal Shekhar, Ayushi Devra, Vibhasha Shinde, Vishal Shekhar, Kenny Majitia, Chandan Kumar Shaw, D. Shailaja Shankar, Devdeep Mandal, Divyantipal, Deepika Manna, Uttam Banerjee, Dona Singh, Hirav Jyoti Bharadwaj, Jayita Sinha, Kavita Singh, Kumari Priyanka, Megha Dasani, Minal Chaudhary, Muhammad Wasim Uzzama, Monisha Malik, Nabab Banerjee, Pallavi Shah Roy, Priya Shankar Bab, Rahul Kumar, Rupali Patra, Rupinder Kaur, Sahin Banerjee, Sai Prasad Panda, Shekhar Das, Sandeep Kumar Singh, Shantani Katak, Shantika Bera, Shankhadeep Aich, Shreyoshi Pal, Sheikh Abdul Rakib, Sneha Shekhar, Shubham Chakravarti, Shubham Ghosh, Shubham Shekhar, Shobhya Mukherjee, Shubham Shekhar, Sudarshana Shekhar, Sudipta Pai, Shunayan Datta, Supraman Nath, Supratim Das, Shubhrajit Datta, Uddifan Bose, Sir, I have the honor to read on the recommendation of the Academic Council the names of the PGDM candidates who are absent today and who have also completed the necessary requirements during the academic year 2020-2022 at Praxis Business School. The names are Anjan Sarkar, Arvind Mahata, and Chandra. I now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Ghosh, to give away the weight awards to the deserving candidates. So this academic weight award, it takes into account the performance of the students across all grade subjects over the period of 2 years. The winners of the academic weight awards for PGDM Class of 2022 are: third position, Rupali Patra, second position, Shishendu Bhattacharya, first position, Shahi Bhattacharya, so the best all-round performer of the batch. This award takes into account the performance of the student in academic, cultural, sports and co-curricular activities. The winner of the best all-round student and the title of the PGDM class of 2022 is Shahi Mukerjee.
Thank you, Professor Shah. I now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Chandra Shekhar Ghosh, to deliver the convocation address.
Sajnani, the chairman of this institution, Mr. Prithwis Mukerjee, Professor Chandrapreet Singh, other distinguished guests, teachers, my dear students, and the guardians of these students. Good evening to all of you. I am sure, like me, all of you are excited to have a convocation ceremony in person. Last 2 years, we have faced a lot of challenges. We have not even felt that, or we cannot be expected this will be happening. But God bless all of us. I am sure, like me, you all are full of hope and optimism about the days to come. And I am sure the young bright minds who step out of the business school today will establish themselves as change makers and leaders in whatever they do. How I can be struck? My life or some of this the fact? If I go to that, this is an area which I know most about my address today. Will focus on business, which is like hopeful. I never went to business school. I have an army of people working with me now who are from very reputed business schools, including IIM and IIT. It's my pleasure that I get this opportunity to work with them. Their approach to problem solving and handling various tricky situations is sometimes, and I admire. A business school teacher, you have to look at the same problem from various perspectives. It widens your thinking. It is this approach that will help you to stand till as you move into your next phase in the life. You all know that we have an ambitious target of being a 5 trillion economy in the country. As of today, India has a 3 trillion economy, which is similar to the total 3 trillion of apple growth. Though our country has a population 130 crores. So it is needed for our country to build up this economy, that is the 5 trillion economy by 2025. And I hope that your contribution will help the country to reach on this 5 trillion economy. After that, this today, what is your job? You are going to job, which is a secure monthly salary. You can decide. Or you can decide other one, which I give my example. During 1999-2000, I was a NGO worker. I earned monthly 5,000 rupees. If I the best service I have given, the monthly or yearly income increment will come on that 12%, which my salary in the time of retirement 2020, I can withdraw 1 lakh rupees, 50,000 rupees. Sorry. If I excellent job given to that NGO, with all of this, the excellent some prizes given to me, bonuses given to me, all together in the retirement time, my total salary will be 1 lakh rupees. But what is now today? Why? Because I left the job and I started the enterprise. And that has given not only the money, given lots of opportunities for people to reach the people of country who are living in the rural and semi-urban areas, especially in the women. If you see that the 3 students are here, first, second, third, out of 3, 1 are women. We cannot be count them, they are married. How we can begin the income of this the people? Why I have been coming on that topic? If you see that, there is a main indicator of 5 trillion economy. If we like to build up the economy of the country, we have need to increase the per capita income of our country. This is one of the core area indicator to assess on that. People say that India per capita income is lower than Bangladesh per capita income. It's very sad to listen. Why? What is the policy of our government? What we are doing? We are trying to do that to build up more industry in the country. What will be happening for the industry? In the some couple of people, which is a number in the 10% or 15% people income increase, very big way, divided by total population equal to per capita income, it is not doing much more. Until we cannot give target to the large number of population who are not even coming to the big industry, but we have a small industry. And when we see that have been happening, that automatically the mass payable per capita income, if it is an increased small amount, the total national per capita income increase is a higher. I give you the example of that. There is a Papia, the 10 years before starting, how she can be like to work to earn some money. What is the disadvantage of our country? Couple of points on that. We are not counting the women can work. We are counting women work in the household level, and they will take care only the children and wash the cloth and cooking the food and entertain to the husband. And finally, husband treated, she's not doing anything because she's not earning anything on it. Until the people are not earning the money, we are not counting them, they are doing something on that. Until we are not coming to this, the people are coming as a earning, they will not like to come out from the poverty. They will not like to change their children's life. And if they are not coming out, so until the economy also not get, because 50% of the population are not actively participate in the economy of country. So that Bandhan started 20 years before to target that people who are willing. I feel proud. Out of 2 crore 51 lakh customers, 1 crore 75 lakhs are women. Out of 1 crore 75 lakhs, give me the one example of that. One of the women, Papia Ghosh, is from Calcutta. And he started 10 years before with one of the decorated piece prepared by hand stitching and selling it with a 10,000 rupees loan asked from me. And after the 10 years, she has such a way expanded this business. 200 women work under her. What is the education of this lady? Only 8%. But she is an entertainer. She is not in education on that level. Because we learn from our family. Who is the CFO of the family? My mother. Why? He is the best efficient CFO. Why? Because my father's income from the sweet shop is coming a small amount which is not fulfill the full demand of the family. And she is managing with a small small amount of income and satisfied all of us. But now my wife, yeah, my income is higher than the demand. And who is the best CFO, my wife or my mother? Of course, my mother. So poor family like that. The husband is earning the money which is lesser than the demand and managing by the women. These women are the best, efficient manager. They can run the best way to the enterprise. My learning, I can give another example of that. I visited in the country. Always we are talking on that, the money. Same that women are day labor husband and the wife after married is taken one training for sewing machine training. Fine. I'm taking a 10,000, 12,000 rupees from us and she started on that sewing machine. And after this, the 10 years, that lady have that 10 sewing machine and 12 employee. I asked on that the 10 machine why 12? They said 2 are MBA and they are marketing for my product. And she has the store, garment store in the Karachi. Would you believe on that? How people can be built up if they get the chance of this? It's needle for our country. Is it finished? No. I asked her that, what is your children, what they are doing? She has a 3 children. And you believe on that? 10 years before, her husband was a day laborer. The first children studied doctor. Second children studied Chandra and third one in the country. Where we are? Only one, even build up a one enterprise with a one sewing machine and build up on this next generation. We should be like to honor of these women who can do it and change the economy of the country. I hope that you like it and you can be also participate if you get a chance. We all are at the steps of stone of our careers. You all have been placed in organizations that are renowned to doing good business. Focus on only one aspect. In your first couple of years, you should be like learning. Don't change frequently to the organization. First is to learn, absorb it, and build up the future career of that. So that will be very helpful. My suggestion on that. Learn at every opportunity, every time, as much you can. It is not a 9 to 6 hours. You can like to go as many times you can give to build up the base. You know that, and it can be kept your future will be best way on coming. Many times people are inviting me to talk. What I am talking? What I done, I'm not talking about that. That is the learning I suggest to you on that. What you learn in the beginning of the life or the job or the business, that will be the best learning and you can be saved in future like many of us. When you start on your own, do not aim to become a unicorn. Aim to create impact of the large number of people. If impact will come to the people, automatically reverse people. Identity, what is that? One pain point that your business will address. Then be foolishly focused on that. A small start is not something to be ashamed. A small start is the best start which I started in my life. You risk less and learn more, but do not aspire to remain small always remember, small is beautiful, big is necessary, because country is big. What is, I give that another background of that. When any person has been decided to left the job and going to this the enterprise, the first challenges come from the family, second from the relatives and friends, and third is the society. But first from not the society. When I left my job in the 5,000 rupees, first started objection from my wife. Cry. Whole night. Permanent job. You are going to uncertain income. This fast, whole night. Second day, brother-in-law. Are you mad? Who is the man? You are mad, otherwise why you lost the job? Who is the permanent income? How much? 5,000. Permanent is there. So that is the country, that is the society. Third, all relatives and friends far away from me. They told that he left the job, you lost the money. Don't go near to him. This is our relatives and friends. When you success, my wife is lovely. She is also honored by the people. My friends, relatives, multiple relatives. I do not see they are also coming. I am a relative with a job. So this is a depend on what you success in your life. You can get everything. So keep the time beginning for your build up your own career, own experience, learn more, take the opportunities, and anytime you can check. Why shift? Ask the question to you. Do you like to retire or not retire? If you ask that I am like to retire, go to job. If you not to retire, go to business. Business, there is no retirement. Some person has come to that person, the brother. The brother is very good. So why he has got the very good job? But you, I have the business. After 60, he realized he is no retirement, and job who has been retired, the brother has come to him, given the job for his son, who is employed. Always the business is employed. You think about it on that. I am not convinced to you, but it is a different meaning on that. Another point on that. If anyone will go to the job, he is get the geometric increment, which I given on that, 1 lakh rupees. And if you start in your way and build up the efficiency, how much you do not know that. That's a depend on that. You are the only boss. But in your business, you are only the boss. You have not any boss. But if you are job, you have the boss. You have the conflict. You have been sometimes very painful. So think about it. What is life for future? You can look on that. The final, my learning is there. I feel proud. Out of the total organization, I started, and that time I have the 2 employees. And there is no employee are joining with me because it's an NGO work and microcredit, nobody believe it. And I gave the advertisement to the newspaper, and I received the 11 application, and out of that the 7 are senior citizen, 4 are the person they are written the application by postcard, not even picture and full CV. When I called them 4, and after listen, they are all left. But finally I got the children. And many times I will try to catch the people to take it. Nobody. And then I decided the 5 basic criteria I set up to call the people to recruit and marketing to the village. First criteria, unmarried. You have not job. Why you married? Come as a unmarried, build up the career, then done. Second is a minimum age is a 23. Qualification higher secondary or graduate. So why 23? 21 is a graduate. First, my point on that, 2 to 3 years, you can try to get the job. You failed, not get it, come to me. I'll give it. And third point is there, no first division allowed. Because first division always is looking the, no, next. So I'm not getting of it. So all are second division and first. You believe on that. This is the people will learn this back. How I'm proud. 60,000 people working in here. 60,000 families. 60,000 family depending on 30th of the month. No? And out of that, all people are needing this bank. No one furnished. All are 23. Those are not get the job anywhere. The maximum, the beginning point of that. So my point of that, why they are success? Because they are hard work. Because they are passionate. And because they have that dedication. So I believe from that, anyone can be like to achieve if they have the PhD. The PhD means, P means passion, H means hard work, and D means dedication. This PhD is not the academic PhD, it is a job PhD. Thank you to all of you. I wish you success.
Thank you so much, sir, for this inspiring address. Now I request the chairman, Mr. Sajnani, to present a memento to Mr. Ghosh. Now I invite Professor Charanpreet Singh to give his closing remarks and the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Lolita, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good to be here after 2 years in a physical auditorium for this convocation. The last 2 years have been challenging and fulfilling for the class of 2022. And while the debate will continue as to what mode of learning is better than which other mode of learning, I think the class of 2022 will be stronger and more resilient, and I'm sure you will build enriching lives and careers. Right? In this 2-year period, as Dr. Prithwis Mukerjee, our director, said, Praxis moved forward. Okay, we improved our position among in the landscape of business schools as well as data science programs, and this was achieved through the collaborative effort of our excellent academic and non-academic leaders, our industry partners and recruiters, our strong alumni network, and of course our students. So I think every stakeholder of Praxis Business School can today feel very proud that we went through this period of uncertainty, of hardship, and we moved the institute forward. And it just proves that learning never stops at Praxis. Right? I would like to convey my gratitude to Mr. Ghosh for taking time from his very busy schedule and coming and gracing this occasion. Yeah. Yours is an inspiring story, and I'm sure Praxis family is blessed that you are here today. I would like to thank Mr. Kamlesh Sajnani for his vision, his continued support, and his presence. I would also like to thank Dr. Balaji, member of the Board of Governors, for again guiding us and for his presence here today, and for the other board of members who have written in with their good wishes and they could not travel for this occasion. So thanks to our Board of Governors. The next people that I would like to thank, it comes from the firm belief that we have at Praxis that the quality of an institution is a function of the quality of the faculty. So it's my pleasure to thank the faculty team at Praxis for not only teaching, but also for transitioning the entire pedagogy from the comfort of the classroom to the online mode and ensuring an enriching learning experience to the students irrespective of the mode of learning. So thank you very much. I would also like to thank the other members of the Praxis team for being responsible for the smooth functioning of the institute throughout this period. The administration, finance and IT team, the PGP office, which had to work, I think, overtime trying to make things work on the online mode. The sales and marketing team, always difficult to get people to sign into programs which are supposed to be offline and so much uncertainty. The placement team, where I think we were all apprehensive that given the situation, how would people get exciting careers. So all of them, everybody in the Praxis team actually came to the party and put in their best efforts. So thank you everyone. So Praxis has a very committed family of well-wishers. So I would now like to thank all the parents, guardians, friends, family who have come here, are here physically or in spirit to support their wards, their friends for having graduated. I'm sure this is a great occasion for all of you, and thank you for coming here and participating in this. I would also like to thank our industry partners and recruiters at this time for having imposed their faith in Praxis and for continuing to support our students and offering them great careers. Usually in our convocation we do get a few of them to attend, but this time I think somehow they couldn't make it. But anyway, thanks to all of them. Finally, to the people for which this institution exists, students of the class of 2022, thank you for spending 2 years with us. Although not all of us, all of it was face to face, but at least we saw each other on the screen. Okay, and thank you for moving Praxis forward and coming back, taking a cue from Professor Prithwis Mukerjee's, his opening report, that you should have a good reason to believe what you believe, right? So show that sense of judgment and work hard, think deep, and help others. Best wishes, celebrate your wealth. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to call upon the chairman to declare the convocation ceremony closed.
Has told me that you have got the best job on it. Thank you. But very kind of you to be a part of this. Once again, I would like to thank you. And I declare the convocation ceremony for the PGDM class of 2022 now closed. Thank you very much.